Limso's out. The driver that got pole is out. That is a surprise. What happened during the safety car?
We are back there. For everything. It's one of those things that appears to be out of control. But I can guarantee that Andy's still in. He is listening and watching content for us whilst I get back in to be able to have back on your screens. We are currently under safety car, aren't we, Andy?
Yep. And Jack Peterson is leading with It's Been second, and Ruti, who is P3. He's moved up a lot, and Liam, he's now P4. Bumza, who's got a 5-second penalty for colliding with Liam, who's P5 at the moment. Rudy Pete at P6. English Dave, 7. But of course, some have fitted onto the medium tyres, all except for Bumspermin 13, who's gone for hards.
So who have we lost from this race, and what's happened to them? Let's catch our audience back up to that, and let's see what's going on. Can you fill us in on the last kind of 2 laps of action, Andy?
Yeah, well, we had F1 Vimzo, who had gone off the track and gone down to P4, and then somehow retired at some point in the safety car. I didn't see. Apex Joe, who retired earlier on in the race.
That's interesting. So we've had
and
two.
I guess.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and I can see Bumza, who's taken his 5-second penalty during the safety car. Very smart move, and he's gone for the medium tyres.
Yeah, good move there by the Aston Martin. If he had a 5, what was the 5-second for? Was it for speeding the pit lane?
No, he was colliding with Liam.
Oh, okay. So early collision on with Haas. Whilst we have this period of a safety car, let's have a brief look at how our standings look for the championship. So El Pato currently leads the championship. Smithy is not far behind him. Neither is JVR Racing. Bear in mind that JVR Racing on our screen does appear as, I believe it's Ghost Reaper, so just bearing that in mind, it's a slight difference on EA name and console name. Scuderia Ferrari, their drivers in 2nd and 3rd in the championship, are leading the constructors. McLaren only a few points behind, I believe that's 19 points behind. And Alfa Romeo slotting happily into 3rd there. But we are back with our live action at the moment. We're just watching the safety car as our last few drivers catch up. We're looking at the back of the grid here with Bombaz. Let's have a quick look at tyres, how they're all looking. Get lap data on, and we will get tyres on. So it's a real mix of tyres on the grid at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see most of the lower mediums, and the only ones I see on hard are Vims for 13. And actually, it's both AlphaTaris that are on hards.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Vapor Mini and Fruit Sniffle both on the hard tyre, opting maybe to try and last it out to the end of the race. I can't see them going all the way. But maybe just going a little bit longer in their strategies. I reckon everyone will have to do another pit stop before this race ends. But message from Race Control says that the safety car is in this lap. Jake Patterson, a.k.a. I think it's just Patterson, will lead us away. Do you want to take us away on this, Andy?
Yep, I can see him warming up his tyres. And he is in control of starting this race. And he's, I can see it's Finn almost going a bit ahead. But now I think, yes, Peter Jackson is starting the race. And there's a spin at the back, and it's Vanspon 13.
Yeah, Vapor Mini's gone round at the back, but at the front it's all Patterson, who has taken control of this restart. Finn is right on his rear bumper, though, making to look an early move down the inside. Doesn't get on this occasion. The Red Bull hampering out the bit to get past his McLaren, goes to the inside. Doesn't just have the speed on those medium tyres to get past. Liam behind them in 4th picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits, but it's going to be Finn still trying to get past Patterson. He knows he's got to make the move early, make the tyre advantage count. There's a move further back as Ghost Reaper's got past Hoodie Pete in the Alpine, and Hoodie Pete, I believe, on the harder tyre as well, both on the mediums actually, maybe just struggling a little bit off this restart. We're going to go back up to the front where it's Finn still chasing down Patterson. Do you reckon we'll be able to get the move done on this lap, Andy?
It's possible. And Ghost Reaper's made a mistake, and English Dave overtakes him, so does Grimster.
Yeah,
Son of Rome.
Yeah, quite a few overtakes. I think he's lost 3 positions in that one turn. We didn't catch what quite happened. Almost contact there with a Mercedes, and it does send the Mercedes round. Yeah, so it's Jeweler going rounds. Not great for him there.
No. But also we're seeing some very close battles. And Smithy goes ahead of his teammate. And whoa, close to Son of Rome's.
Yeah, this is probably such a close battle on the screen at the moment between the 2 Ferraris. Not even seconds separate them at the moment.
And whoa, Grimster hits English Dave.
Yeah, just further up, contact between the Alfa Romeo and the Haas. These 2 are going at it like bees at the moment. They're trying to get side by side through every corner. A little bit of contact between the 2 of them, and I don't know how they're going to get through the rest of the corner. They both go wide. Will that leave Son of Rome open for a position? Yes, it does.
Cool.
Liam's lost about 4 positions there. Oh, no break into the corner. Hits Ghost Reaper and Smithy. Smithy losing 2 positions after that contact. That's really poor racing there.
And his wing. Oh, who's lost their wing?
I think that might have been Liam.
Oh, someone's gone off, and that's Liam.
Yeah, Liam really not finding his feet here after that contact with the Ferraris. Has he lost some of his wing? We're trying to get a camera angle for this. But it doesn't look like it at the moment. I think it definitely has with this understeer that's on this car at the moment. Game, show us a better angle. There we go. Can we see anything? Yeah, he's lost a bit of end plate there. We're going to go back up. It's still the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo. Gramter and Ghost Reaper getting very close together as Gramter gets himself a 3-second penalty for track limits. Everyone really struggling here to keep their car within the white lines.
Yeah, I have a feeling that some more will go over track limits because this is a track that is so hard to stay on track. Because, like the race itself in Formula 1, so many drivers have struggled to try and stay on track. That's why there's been a lot more warnings than previous races.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. The temperature is looking quite good. Liam is just picking up penalties like candy from a baby at this point as he gets himself a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. We're just looking at our weather, though. Current track temperature is 35 degrees. Forecast is remaining around the same. So drivers shouldn't be struggling with too much of a heat level. But I reckon maybe they're overheating the tyres just a little bit. So we see Ghost Reaper going for a dive down the inside of Son of Rome here. The inside will become the outside very quickly. And I don't think he's going to get the move done on this occasion.
No, and I noticed that Jack Peterson has lost to Ruti as well.
Yeah, we missed out what happened there. Son of Rome gets himself a 3-second penalty as well. And yeah, Patterson is down 2 positions from his initial lead. Maybe those hard tyres are just not kicking into gear as much as he'd hoped off the restart. But they will last a little bit longer than the medium runners in front of him. There's great battles going on further down the bottom end of the points here as we just watched Smithy and Gramtis still having a good battle. I think anywhere from 6th down is very, very close together. Finn sets the fastest lap of the race so far then with a 1:26.7. And we're looking for a
Ghost Reaper's activates DRS and overtakes some of them.
Yeah, left Son of Rome a little bit in the dust there.
And Smithy does the same on El Plato too.
Yeah, both Ferraris getting past their respective battles at that moment in time. El Pato and Son of Rome both losing out a position. And a great double overtake by the Ferraris there.
Yeah, and Liam gets himself another 3-second penalty.
Yeah, he's really collecting these like medals at the moment. And I think this might impact his finishing if he does indeed get past anyone on the track. We're trying to see where a good battle is at the moment. English Dave is not far off Hoodie Pete, though. These 2 are very experienced racers between the 2 of them, and I reckon we'll see a good battle here for P4.
And Boomster's got the fastest lap.
Yep, he's currently down at P13, so maybe a little bit of clean air there and some ERS benefit would get him that fastest lap of the race. So good call there by the Aston Martin. Maybe not intentional, but he got it nonetheless. Vapor Mini and English Dave both getting penalties. We saw the Williams just get a little bit unstable there, but 2 drivers almost instantaneously getting penalties. English Dave going really wide there at the penultimate corner as well.
And we're at lap 7 out of 29.
We are indeed almost a third of the way through this race.
And I think I'm about to see Smithy overtakes some of Rome's, and he goes up to P7.
Yeah, gets the move done quite easily there. I was expecting English Dave to put more of a fight against Hoodie Pete there for P4, but it never came into any fruition. And nonetheless, good battling by Smithy. It's now a Ferrari 6th and 7th. Will they be able to hold on to this as the race develops? It looks like El Pato's putting a lot of pressure on Son of Rome, though. This is probably the closest battle on the grid at the moment. Almost pushing that Alpine through a lot of these corners. He's on the softs. He's got to make them work whilst they're still in that key operating range. He maybe makes a move down the inside and gets that move done beautifully down the inside of the left-hander. Let's put our track map up. That's what we were missing, I've just realised. There we go. That's a lot better. We can see where everyone is on the track now.
Oh, and I was seeing English Dave overtaking Hoodie Peterson when Hoodie Peterson's in some sort of ghost mode.
It wasn't on my screen. I wonder if that's just yours. We've got to spin further up. Fruity Sniffle and Patterson look to have collided there. Both of them ending up in the gravel. Fruity Sniffle's got away a little bit scot-free, but Patterson finds himself down 4 positions as a result of that contact.
Oh, and Jack Peterson has spun.
Yeah, gravel on the tyres. He's really not finding himself with too much luck here. All the way down from P2 to P10. And he's really not having the greatest time, as we saw Hoodie Pete getting a nice move there on Sniffle. English Dave getting past as well. And Ghost Reaper, a.k.a. JVR Racing, is also jumping at the bit to try and get past the AlphaTauri here.
And Itzfin has a very comfortable lead. He is almost leaded by 10 seconds. And we're at lap 9. That is an impressive start of the race.
Yeah, 10 seconds, no penalties. The Red Bull is literally flying around this Qatar circuit. He's doing well. He's just got to keep it consistent for the next 20 laps or so, as we see Ghost Reaper trying to go down the inside of Fruity Sniffle here. The inside will become the outside, though, and Fruity Sniffle defends really, really well to keep that position, keep P4 for himself, as we see English Dave joining the Collectors Club as he gets himself his second 3-second penalty of the race, saying which he's going to go down the inside of Hoodie Pete. Inside becomes the outside once again, and just can't hold it around the outside, can Hoodie Pete. Ken English Day, rather. Liam getting himself another penalty. I don't want to know what he's on, but we're going to go have a look nonetheless. 17 seconds of penalties for the Haas driver at the back. It's 6 seconds for English Dave. 3 apiece for Son of Rome and Gramtier. And Vapor Mini sneaking in there with 9 seconds. And say that OSC Jeweler joins the club. He gets 3 seconds for more track limits violations. I don't think he'll be the last this afternoon.
And I bet I might see Fruity trying to do an overtake on Chef Day. That's on English Day. Nope.
Yeah, it doesn't get the
no,
move
Fruity
on.
Stays behind.
Yeah, it didn't get the move done on that occasion. I wonder if there was just a bit of ERS issue. English Dave seems to have stored his really well, as you were looking at the bottom of the screen. But the 2 Ferraris now can have an opportunity to work together. As we see Hoodie Pete's had a bit of a wide moment. He's dropped down to P6. Gets pushed off the track a little bit by Smithies. Does well not to cause contact with the Ferrari there as well.
Yeah, we're seeing both Ferraris really close together. And they're both in the top 5. And I wonder if they both could be able to get into the top 4.
I reckon they easily could here. They've got an opportunity to work together, use that DRS to their advantage. There's always contact between the 2 of them as well. But they've got to use that DRS to their advantage. And they've just got to work together on this occasion to try and get it all working for them.
Yes, it's like we like to play bumper cars or something.
It does look like some drivers do like playing bumper cars here more often than not, especially around this circuit where it's so close together. And we see 2 drivers, Hoodie Pete and Pato, both diving into the pits then. One getting off the mediums, one getting off the softs here. And that's an interesting call by both of them. Probably looking now to last till the end of the race.
And I think I can see Ghost Reaper overtaking Fruity.
Yeah,
and he completes the move. But wait, Fruity might come back.
Yeah, Fruity almost came back
and he
at him.
doesn't.
Maybe left it a little bit too late on this occasion. But now that leaves Fruity a little bit exposed to the other Ferrari. He's either got to stay in the sandwich or get past Ghost Reaper on the next occasion. And I think it might be the opposite. It might be the Ferrari of Smithy who's looking to get an overtake very, very quickly indeed.
And let's hope he could do it as soon as possible because the mediums do wear out as faster than the hards.
Yeah, exactly right. And probably we'll see the mediums start to go off a cliff in the next 4 or 5 laps or so. And this is the really crucial part of the race. He's got to make it work. English Dave adds another penalty to his tally. He won't be too impressed by that this evening. But the eyes at the moment all on Smithy, chasing down this AlphaTauri as we head into Sector 3 now.
Yes, and I could see Fruity struggling for grip. Whoa, the moment I thought he was going to slide. But no, he is sticking on.
Yeah, we can have a look at what...
And, oh! Fruity's gone to the pits.
Yeah, dive
That
into
is
the
a
pits
surprise.
there. Well, we're looking at the tyre performance for Smithy at the moment. He's on the mediums. They're looking at about the 30% range. As Fruity Sniffle gets himself a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But yeah, Smithy's tyres on about the 30% mark. It will probably be the next couple of laps that we expect him into the pits.
And I see he's gone for the mediums.
Interesting choice there by Fruity. Will he be able to see these through till the end? Comment in the chat saying English Dave's in second with a laughing face. He won't be for much longer. He's got enough penalties to definitely lose it on the track here to Ghost Reaper. And it looked like he didn't have a wing for a second there, but I think that was just a visual glitch or me not looking properly. As Ghost Reaper and Smithy are now up into 3rd and 4th respectively.
And I can see El Plato 2 racing Bumper Mini 13.
Yeah, Vapor Mini. I'm assuming that's Vapor Mini 3. That's what I've been calling it for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, he's having a battle here against El Pato. Vapor runs wide. Will this allow Pato to get a move down the outside? Yes, it does. Gets the move done pretty much without having to put any effort in there. And it's a really good overtake by Pato and just a free position handed to him.
And I can see
sorry, go on.
Jake Peterson in P7 trying to climb back up from that awful moment he had a few laps ago.
Yeah, just went through the corner where it actually all happened just a mere few laps ago. But again, in chat, someone saying, I hope Dave has a good race. He needs it considering he's just started wheel. I'm assuming that means he's switched onto a new wheel. But we do hoping to, maybe that accounts for some of the penalties here tonight. Not quite used to how the wheel feels. And we will see better in a few weeks. But positive that he's currently up in P2, albeit with those penalties.
And I'm seeing Boomza on Papa Mini 13. And Boomza gets into P12.
Yeah, great overtake there down the home straight using the DRS zone. And getting the move done without much effort, realistically, at all. But I'm trying to see who's closest in the battle at the moment. It's, like you said, it's still Patterson in a bit of a sandwich at the moment between an Alfa Romeo and a Mercedes. And looking to try and make the tyres count when he can. Let's have a look at what his tyres are doing. They're nearly at that 40% mark. They're nearly at the cliff moment. So he's only probably got a good few laps remaining on them before he will have to come in for probably a fresh set of mediums. That's what we're expecting here for the medium to hard run. Sorry, the hard to medium run. So maybe lap 16, 17 is where we're expecting the hard runners to come in, obviously after that safety car at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, and I can see Jake Peterson so close to Grimster. And I do think he could get an overtake on this straight. Oh, or maybe not. He's overtaken him early.
Yeah.
Grimster's gone so wide.
Mistake.
And it gives...
Well, I think
Mercedes a chance to overtake two. Oh, we're going to see 3 wide. No, we're seeing 2 wide at the moment. He's going to get that first corner.
And I think Patterson's going to hold on to the position here. He goes around the outside. Outside becomes the inside, and really great defensive there by Patterson. A mistake by Gramtis, seeing him losing 2 positions. And Jeweler says, I almost want this again. He's going to go down the inside, doesn't decide, and backs out again. And yeah, really, really unfortunate there for Gramtis. The Alfa Romeo losing out a good couple of positions. This is still the closest battle, well, the closest battle between Jeweler and Patterson at the moment. Jeweler still on the medium tyres, not having the best time by the look of it, struggling a little bit for grip from what we can see. And I wonder how long this is going to go on before Patterson or himself heads into the pits then for their final pit stop of the race, providing no more safety cars, of course.
Well, I think now will be the good time because he's going to be boxed on the hards, unless there's a safety car coming out very soon later on in the race.
Well, unless we see a soft tyre punty on. Oh, it's a dive in by Patterson. We expected him in the next few laps. But I'll tell you what, OST Jeweler's tyres are really hitting the 50% mark. That front left is on 49% wear at the moment. He's got a little bit of wing damage as well, which is important to note. His front left part of the wing on 11% damage.
Whoa.
Oh, and
Jake Goodison's got a penalty.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do.
Which is a bit weird because he was going really slowly.
Yeah, speeding the pit lane penalty, it can catch you out here at Qatar just because it's a little bit extended from what most drivers are expecting. But that 5-second penalty is really, really going to damage him later on in this race. But Bombat's getting past Hoodie Pete by the look of it. Not quite sure what happened there. Maybe a little bit of a glitch by Hoodie Pete. Who's close on the track at the moment? All our drivers pretty much spread out here by about a second. Jeweler is the closest to Sniffle here. But even that battle's about a second between them. Who are we expecting? Let's talk us through what we're expecting to see probably the next 14, 13 laps here.
Well, I'm expecting quite a lot of penalties of drivers going over track limits. And I think for a while we might not see any crashes because they're way too far apart. But I think if there is some dramatic thing to happen, is a driver to make a mistake like spin off or something similar.
We've had 2 drivers into the pits then, Smithy and Son of Rome. Both of them are into the pits. They will lose a couple of positions by the look of it. If you look at your track map in the bottom right of your screen, we've actually got 3 heading in. Gramped it as well. Smithy was the first in. Can we see where he's going to come out? Probably, you see him just on the left-hand side of your screen.
I think he's come off the mediums.
Yeah, we'll see what he's put on. Well, Smithy, let's see what he's put on indeed. And he's on to a fresh set of mediums. So maybe a double stint on the mediums here then. And this could work out in Smithy's favour. They probably will go to the end here, 12 or 13 laps or so. That's all they've got to do. We'll have a quick look just to let you know who's done what stops at the moment. Everyone below, from 4th and below, has done their pit stop. So Finn, English Dave and Ghost Reaper still yet to pit, of course. That could really make some interesting. We'll have a look at penalties as well, because there's quite a few of them. So, starting from the bottom of the grid upwards, Liam has collected 20 seconds worth of penalties. Vapor Mini's collected himself 15. Gramtir has collected 9. Patterson gets that 5 second for speeding in the pit lane. Son of Rome just the singular penalty with 3 seconds, as is OST Jeweler, also just a 3 second. Fruity Sniffle has 5. Ghost Reaper has 3. And English Dave has managed to get 3 sets of track limits penalties, and that finds himself on 9. But if we go on board with El Pato here, we might be able to see an overtake on Jeweler down the back straight. There's definitely going to be DRS in effect, and I think this could be a fairly simple overtake for Pato here.
Well, I'm not too sure because the Mercedes is very similar in pace. But that's because he's on the medium tyre, and I think the battle is still going to go on at turn 2.
Ooh, a little bit of contact.
Oh, contact there.
Ooh, we've got someone spinning off in Sector 1. I believe that is the Haas of Liam. Really not having a good day today. But yeah, like you said, contact between Ursi Jeweler and Pato. The Mercedes definitely burned a lot of the CRS. We saw that red light on the rear of the car flashing. That shows they're under 10%. And that actually is like waving a red flag to a bull sometimes. That's only going to encourage the driver behind you to try and attack you more, don't you say?
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be blue flags shown as we see Liam still not having the best time heading through Sector 2 here. I respect the commitment of staying on, but I think there's going to be a time where he becomes disqualified for an accumulation of penalties here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why he's backed out of the way because he was in ghost mode, so it won't make much difference at all.
I think that's just a little bit of respect between drivers, isn't it? You know, you might be ghosted. There we go. He's now on 23. Will we see an overtake? No, it's Jeweler into the pits then. That allows Pato the position for free. And a lot of drivers into the pit this lap. Bombaz and Ghost Reaper both doing the same then. So a good few positions. Only 2 drivers yet to pit. Bear in mind that's English Dave and It's Finn, our current race leader. Both, I reckon It's Finn is actually almost a pit stop safe now with how far English Dave is ahead of Fruity Sniffle here.
Yeah, and I can see Jake Peterson 20 done the fastest lap, a 1 minute 25.9.
Yeah, that's beaten
And
immediately
that's
by
been taken
Gramsci.
by
125.4.
wow, half a second quicker.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a fly. A lot of VRS burned. I thought that was another fastest lap, but it's not. It's Liam getting himself another penalty. I have a feeling that disqualification may be imminent here for the Haas, and it would be a shame. He's done so well to keep going over these 18 laps, and bless him, he has put his heart into this race so far. I'm just waiting for Finn to pit. I mean, his tyres must be dead, right? His that's an estimate. Oh, he hasn't shared his data with us, so we can't see how bad his tyres are. They're going to be screaming, surely. They're
Well,
18
if he
laps.
could be able to last even longer, he could be able to go on the softs. So that would be incredible if he can manage that.
Pato's into the pit again. I swear he only pit a couple of laps ago. Yeah, he only pit 7 laps ago onto the onto the hard, excuse me. So is he going onto a softer tyre here? He's onto the mediums then. So interesting call there. I don't know when Finn's going to pit. His tyres must be absolutely screaming. And we're probably not far off puncture territory for the Red Bull here.
Oh, and I can see Ghost Reaper being overtaken by his teammate Smithy.
Yep, Smithy has got past. He set a purple sector 1 at the moment. As we saw, Gramtit set another purple lap, 1:20. I think it was about the 10th quicker. Liam's picked himself up another penalty. He's got to be so close to that disqualification. It's normally around the 25 to 28 second mark. So we'll see.
Is that his aim, getting disqualification?
I hope it's not his aim, because that'd be really, really poor. What a, poor afternoon. Smithy almost lets his teammate pass there. Maybe there's a little bit of team tactics going on. Ooh. Ghost Reaper is definitely on the softer tyre. We've got a yellow flag further up. That's Liam. Don't worry about that. Oh. Vapor Mini gets himself another penalty as well, but I think that was good teamwork between the 2 Ferraris. Smithy releasing Ghost Reaper as he's on the faster tyre, letting him go try and catch Fruity Sniffle, or maybe English Dave in front, as Fruity Sniffle is in the pits. What tyre's he going to go onto? I'm expecting the softs here. Anything less would be a little bit chaotic. And yep, soft tyres for the AlphaTauri driver. And Ghost Reaper challenge.
And Julia overtakes Plato too.
Mercedes finally gets back past Pato then. As we see a track down with Pato into the pit again. What? Has he got a front wing damage?
Liam's in the pits.
I mean, there's front wing damage on him here, but... Are we expecting... I don't know how many stops Pato has done here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a retirement coming. Because he's not going to be able to come back much at all. There's a front wing getting prepped for him.
And it spins on the soft tyres.
That's really interesting then by El Paso. So many pit stops. But what happened more with Bombaz? He's only a few tenths off Fruity Sniffle here as he's come out the pits. I think Fruity Sniffle might have got past him a little bit earlier. Lots of penalties coming in now. 2 drivers remain penalty free. I think 3 drivers, I think, if El Pato doesn't have any. And we've got a yellow flag. Pato going slowly out the pits then. I'm not quite sure what's going on with him. Is it a fuel issue? I don't think it's a fuel issue. Maybe he just forgot to take off the old pit limiter. But Finn is short. Oh, Finn's on the softs now. He has pitted onto the softs at the end. So good driving there by the Red Bull. And I think it's almost a guaranteed win at this point if he keeps out of trouble. Ghost Reaper gets the fastest lap of the race on those softs. Gramtig gets himself a penalty. And it's all kind of stacking up here as we reach the kind of final few stages of this race here, Andy. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I can't see a safety car coming out, but I have a feeling that Finster has a very comfortable lead. When you think about the penalties the other drivers are going to be given, it's going to be chaos of what will happen at the end because there might be a few positions changed very
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, absolutely right. You never know what's going to happen in the final few laps of this race. We'll try and see who's close together. It looks like Patterson's not far off Son of Rome. There's a big gap in front of them. I'm just going to have a look at how many times Pato's headed into the pits. He's had 4 stops this race. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Maybe a few issues with them not changing his wing on demand. I think that's the only explanation I've really got for it at the moment.
Yeah, the only battles I can see is Son of Roman, Jay Peterson, and Grimstone and Fruity.
Yeah.
Those are the battles I see at the moment.
Yeah, Grimson Fruity is actually quite a close battle here. We'll hop on board with the Alpha Tauri and just keep an eye on the left-hand side of your screens between Patterson and Son of Rome. As that's the other battle going on just ahead of us as they head down the home straight. Actually, we'll go on board with Patterson. He'll have DRS here. Will he have enough ERS to get the move done? And I don't think he's going to be able
And from
to
the look of the speed, I think he will.
Yeah, he will. Gets the move down the inside. Son of Rome immediately tries to join that slipstream. And I think Fruity Sniffle is going to show us a repeat of what happened last time. And there's a great double overtake there for the cameras. Finn gets a penalty. Oh my gosh. This isn't race throwing. Let's calm ourselves down a little bit. But the driver who's done so well on those dying mediums has got himself a penalty, and the only drivers that remain penalty free at the moment are Pato, who's pit 4 times, and Bombaz, the Aston Martin driver, who's kind of stayed out of everything in this race. He's not really been involved in too much, which is good to see, I guess.
Yeah, Vince really doesn't need to push it too much because he has a very comfortable lead, and loads of other drivers have got some penalties. And like English Dave, he's got like 12 seconds added to the end of the race.
We'll have a look at the penalties. There's a real mix of them. As we've seen, Liam's on 29, Vapor Mini's on 21. I say that. There we go. Liam has been disqualified from the session over the 30-second mark in terms of penalties. And he has been the first disqualification of this race. Really unfortunate for him. He's tried his best. But unfortunately his best wasn't enough. We might even see Vapor Mini get disqualified if he gets a few more penalties here. He's only about 9 seconds off getting disqualified. So keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on how many more he gets. But we'll try and hop on board. Everyone's so spread out again. I don't quite know where to look.
No, the only closest battle I can see is the Aston Martin and the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, probably between Bombaz and Graham, so there's about 2 seconds between the two of them. Vapor Mini, there we go. 2 more penalties remaining till he's probably disqualified. And part of me wants to sit on board with him and watch the penalties, but I don't think that's going to be good action for a lot of our viewers here. They want to watch what's going on the screen. Top 3 here. Do you reckon we'll see a challenge between Ghost Reaper and Smithy for that final podium, or is Smithy a little bit out of it here? Unless, obviously, penalties will come into it. But on the track, I'm speaking, of course.
Well, they both have a 3-second penalty, and Smithy is over 6 seconds behind. So I don't see them switching positions or see them race each other. And we've only got like 5 laps to go.
Yeah, I can't see it happening unless Ghost Reaper has an accident. I wonder how much fuel will come into this. I don't think drivers will have anticipated just the one safety car, and even that was just one lap. So maybe fuel will come into play here in just a few moments' time. I know Qatar, when it first released on this game, drank fuel like nothing. So we'll keep an eye on fuel levels as well. Unfortunately, we don't have any metrics to measure that by. But we'll try and keep to it as close as we can.
Yeah, well, the reason why it drains so much fuel out of the cars because there's so many quick corners and quite a few straights.
Well, there we go.
This is a track.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, this is a track that you don't see any cars going slow at all.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think another factor that kind of pays into it is the lack of research they've been able to do on this track. Bear in mind, it's been a MotoGP track since 2007. It's only come into the Formula 1 for 2 races so far, that being the 2021 race and the 2023 race. So there hasn't been able to be that much study put on in terms of fuel levels so far. And there we go. Vapor Mini becomes our second driver to be disqualified from the session. We are down to 12 drivers. I didn't think it would happen. I didn't
and
even
the
tell
only
us from officials. Sorry, Addy, take it away.
and the only 2 drivers I can see that haven't got a penalty is Palau and Boza.
Yeah, Bombaz
They've been
and Pato.
very difficult.
Pato could actually gain a couple of positions here just on penalty. He could get back into the points just on penalties alone. Does he pit again? Is that why he's down in 12th? Grabs his retry. That's a crash. That's a safety car. Oh, this brings out something. This really throws a towel in the works here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not look away. Do not close your eyes. We've got a safety car with 4 laps remaining. And I think almost everyone is going to be on fresh tyres here. This will be interesting. Penalties.
I think the perfect tyres.
Penalties have just been brought into this. Soft tyres, I think you're absolutely right. But penalties are going to be so much more vital here. It's going to be a case of, you know, who's got the most. They're going to really affect the drive now. And let's see. Hoodie Pete's put on hards. Is that a mistake?
Oh.
I don't quite know what's
Possibly.
going on here. El Pato's in for, I think, pit stop number 6. Oh, no, it'll be number 5. Okay. I'll forgive him. Grant has left the session. Everyone, I think, will come into the pits then. Race leader Finn is in the pits. English Dave stays out. He wants track position. Reaper into the pits. Smithy, will we see a double stack here from the Ferraris? I think they're a little bit too far apart on this occasion. But we'll keep an eye on whether he does head in. He's got a final corner. He does go in indeed. So the only driver not going in so far is English Dave.
I think it just was to take the lead, but he has, well, his tyres are not too old. They're only 7 laps older. So there's a possible chance he could be able to defend its fin till the end.
Well, we'll have a look at his tyres in just a brief moment. We're just checking if everyone else is coming into the pits, and I think they are. Yeah, absolutely everybody, apart from English Dave, is into the pits. Let's pull up Dave's tyre information then. They're on 40%. His front left is on 38% already after 7 laps. His tyres are going to be dead if they do more than 2 laps here under safety car. You know what, we're going to do something that we haven't done before here in the F05 Championship. We're going to leave that graphic up on the screen. Dave has stayed out. We're going to leave the tyre performance graphic up on your screens so you can keep an eye on how bad his tyres are as we compare them with Finn's behind, who's on, I'm fairly sure, we can't see what his are on because they're estimates. See, if it says estimate, there we go. So Jake Smithy is on 2%. He's on fresh tyres. We'll keep an eye on English Dave, who's on about 40% here. Safety car will probably do 2 laps. And penalties. I mean, at the moment, if Pato can stay with everyone, Pato could be on for a podium here. In theory. They're going to be so bunched together, we could see a Pato podium on penalties alone.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. It's like the comeback with Jenson Button when he had so many pit stops at the Canadian Grand Prix in 2011, and then he got himself the race win at the end. Yeah. This is what it's going to feel like.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 laps under safety car here then as we see Bert Mylander going around again. It might even be 3 depending on how long Pato takes to catch up. And every single lap is only helping the guys at the back and the guys with the lower penalties here.
Yeah, and I can see the top 4 bunched up, and I'm seeing Jake Peterson starting to join the group now with Son of Rome and Foodie.
Yeah, I'm just all I'm keeping up on the screen. I'm not sure if you can watch the stream from your end. We have got the tyre performance up for English Dave still. That front left tyre is about to hit 40%, and that is generally the window where they drop off. So, I mean, can he hold up the fields 3 laps. It'll be 2 laps when we restart, if we restart the next lap.
Well, anything is possible because you never know what might happen behind. There could be some contact. There could
Absolutely
be
right.
some spinning.
I mean, if there's
Anything
contact
can
into
happen at
turn
restart.
1, if Dave gets the restart perfect here and there's contact by everyone else into turn 1, this could be a strategic masterclass by the Williams, but I don't think it's going to happen. That's what my bet is currently saying. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's a possibility.
And I can see Hood Pete's closing up and he's joining the group.
Yeah, their tyres... Actually, I think I just saw Pato's tyres. So he's on the softs. He's on about 20%. Hoodie Pete is still on those hards. Maybe he knows something I don't know here, or maybe he just doesn't have a set of softs left. But this has really thrown everyone into contention. We'll have a look at what tyres everyone is on as we pull up the tyre. Almost everyone on the softs apart from Hoodie Pete. And it is the safety car in this lap then, so we'll get most things off the screen. We'll keep that tyre performance there as we watch English Dave. Safety car peels away as English Dave becomes the effective safety car. We'll hop on board with Finn. And Andy, if you'll do us the honours and taking us away here for this safety car restart.
Of course. And now all the cars have bunched up just in time for the start. And English Dave, who's now controlling the restart, and he's really closing the gap. All the cars are bunched up, waiting for the start. And they're all underway, and English Dave is defended from Finn, and I think Finn, he's going to do the overtake, and yep, it was easy peasy for Finn. English Dave, oh, he's got off one, and he's got himself a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, his tyre's really not firing up there. It's Finn was almost passing before the corner even happened. And I think he had to leave it that late for the restart, but Dave is still holding people up here as his tyres continue to die. But Finn has already got a good second and a half gap. There's a few overtakes going on further back. Fruit Sniffle's up a position. I believe OST Jeweler was up a position as well. As we see Jake Patterson trying to go down the inside here of Fruity Sniffle. Fruity Sniffle pushed Son of Rome out wide. That allows Patterson through the gap there nice and smoothly. And Son of Rome fortunate not to lose any more positions off that. But this is a really interesting restart. 2 laps. There's going to be a lot of VRS burning here. See Jeweler going really deep into the corner. Bit of a late break there by him. Really, really poor judgment. Lots of contact there between
and
Smithy.
English Dave has gone off. Whoa, he's gone off wide.
Yeah, contact between him and Smithy there, and he's just dropping positions like flies at the moment. Wide again out of that turn. And this could be a double Ferrari podium, believe it or not. Penalties, I can't even begin to calculate at the moment because they're going to be too complex. I'll pull them up on your screen so you're aware of
and there's contact between Son of Rome and Bozak.
Yeah, both have come away fairly scot-free. Yeah, both have
come away on the final lap.
Yeah, just
looks
like a spin there for OST Jeweler. He tried to dive down the inside, but made contact with Bombaz, and that's put an end to any points hope that he might have for the race this afternoon. Ferrari is still in second and third position respectively. Hoodie Pete gets past El Pato. Both Hoodie Pete seems to be ghosted a little bit there. Not quite sure what happens. But the penalties really going to come into play. English Dave's going to lose everything here on penalties alone, I think, with that 15 seconds. Everyone else apart from Son of Rome on 3. Son of Rome's got to make some good positions up here and make it last, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere near the points. Goes Reaper and Smithy. There's a yellow flag further back. That's potentially Hoodie Pete going slowly. Yes, it is. Is that a fuel issue? No, that was just a spin for him. OST Jeweler gets past him, so that puts Hoodie Pete down into the final position. We're hoping back up the top then with Finn. As we come around the final few corners, we'll keep an eye on any changes on the left-hand side of your screen. 3 more corners then for Finn to navigate here at the Qatar Grand Prix for the F05 Div 2 Championship. 1 more corner remaining. The nice, smooth right-hander. The Red Bull's going to win it. Patterson, though, gets past. There's a lot of change at the back. A lot of contact. The Ferrari spun around. The McLaren spun round. It's Finn. Gets the win on track. There's a lot more penalties coming through at the moment. Ghost Reaper will get second. Finn gets the fastest lap of the race. Fruity Sniffle, I think, will just hold on to third. Yes, he does. Bombaz just doesn't do enough on this occasion.
6,000 of a second.
Flipping
Wow,
hell, that was
is
close. Jake Patterson will come across sick. There's a spin further back as Smithy's into the wall. OST Jeweler comes in 8th. English Dave in 9th. Smithy will reverse over the line here. And Hoodie Pete will come in 11th. I think Hoodie Pete will be promoted to 10th, though. Yes, he is. English Dave actually coming in 10th there. Boy, oh boy, what a finish to a Grand Prix we've just had. While everyone loads up, we're going to go have a look at the replay of that safety car restart then. And English Dave left it very, very late to go. I think he had to, otherwise his tyres weren't going to survive the corner. But really good restart there by English Dave. Unfortunate not to hold it. As we see, it's Finn on the podium. Fastest lap of the race, completing a nice, clean sweep. Jake Patterson, actually, El Pato, rather, jumping quite a few positions at the end without those penalties, like we kind of expected to happen. So it's for a Red Bull win. Ferrari second step of the podium and AlphaTauri on third step. So it's Finn, Ghost Reaper, Fruity Sniffle, Bombaz, Jake Patterson, El Pato, Son of Rome, OST Jeweler, Hoodie Pete and English Dave make up your top 10. Smithy, after what looked like a guaranteed podium and a spin later on, finds himself out of the points after such a compelling race by the Ferrari. Graham Tier, Vincenzo, Apex Joe, Vapor Mini, and Liam are our DNFs, all DSQs for this race. And it's been an interesting one. We'll go back and have a look at our standings. This is how they currently look. Obviously, will change after that result. It's Finn will probably manage to jump up, I think, potentially into P3, if my maths is correct. But Andy, thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
I hope to have you on again, hopefully with less technical issues next time.
Oh, let's hope so.
Let's hope so indeed. But thank you ever so much for tonight. It's been a pleasure, and we will catch you next week, same time, same place, for the next round. Good night. God bless.